It's you in English, Anna Nichenka. Hello. And today is our guest already online. It's Ihor Zhovkva, Deputy Head of the Office of the President of Ukraine. Hello and welcome in our program.
Good afternoon.
This week was really important for Ukraine. Lots of diplomatic contacts with officials of the European Union member states, and you also met with ambassadors of European Union members states who returned to Kiev. What can you say? What were the main topics and what were the main results of these meetings?
Well, yes, we're really glad that the EU diplomatic presence is resuming in Ukraine. Almost 15 embassies have come back to Kyiv in this or that capacity, and most of them are represented by ambassadors themselves or their diplomatic staff. So I use this chance to meet with the embassies of the EU countries in order to discuss with them the main important topics which are now on the agenda. We definitely talked about the next package of EU sanctions, sixth package of sanctions, where such important issues as embargo on Russian oil should take place, because we always say that this package would be useless if the embargo on oil will not be there. So we discussed with each and every ambassador the position of EU members, because this is really important. It's now on the discussion between the EU member states, and much depends on the consensus position of EU members. We know that some countries are still not sure about the volume, the exact volume of oil embargo, but this is the decision which is already made, that the embargo will be present on this or that capacity in the sixth package. Also, another very important issues are further cut-off of Russian banks from SWIFT, important issues of cutting off the Russian TV channels from European satellites, and some personal sanctions. So this topic was on the agenda during the meeting. Also, we discussed the financial assistance from the EU members to Ukraine, and in this regard, the launch of Trust Solidarity Fund, which EU established with Ukraine. It's very important to have it launched already in May, because Ukraine immediately needs assistance to support the payment balance and further reconstruction. And certainly, we discussed the EU-Ukraine relations and further Ukraine's integration to the European Union. We are now ahead of a very important decision at the European Council. Commission is preparing opinion vis-à-vis Ukraine's potential adherence to Copenhagen criteria, and we discuss in detail this process as well.
Mm-hmm. And what can you say about financial assistance now for Ukraine?
Well, each and every country gives a financial and humanitarian assistance on the bilateral level, and I thanked the countries for that. But very important for each and every country to already think what will be their pledging input to the trust fund. This is the first topic. And secondly, to answer the initiative of President Zelensky to have a kind of patronage from EU member countries for reconstruction this or that city or region in Ukraine. You well know that some countries already expressed their will to have patronage of the cities and regions of Ukraine, such as Denmark, for instance. So we urge other countries of the EU to already think now, even before the reconstruction has started, what will be their choice.
Mm-hmm. We're waiting for another summit this summer. What are our expectations for this?
Well, we know that the summit, which is taking place in June in Madrid, will have several important strategic decisions towards the future of the alliance. They will adopt the new strategic concept of the alliance for the next 10 years, which will certainly envisage the development of NATO for future, and especially the new circumstances which arose after the Russian Federation started an open war against Ukraine should be taken into consideration. So we will be following very closely the development and the preparation to this summit.
Mm-hmm. We're also waiting for our status from European Union, and they'll be held meeting in June. Also, our expectations, how soon we will become the member of European Union.
Well, yes, you are talking about regular European Council meeting in June, and yes, Ukraine waits for some positive decisions vis-a-vis its path to the European Union. But for the time being, we have to be concentrated on our homework, that is preparation of part 2 of the questionnaire in order to enable European Commission to have the opinion ready by beginning of June, and the opinion should be positive and should clearly state that Ukraine adheres to Copenhagen criteria. So definitely we work with each and every European Union member state in order this European Council to be productive for Ukraine. Let's put it like this. Much depends on what the opinion will be about, and much depends whether the consensus among the European Union members will be formed by that time in order to adopt new decisions vis-a-vis Ukraine.
And I have the last question. What now can help Ukraine to stop this Russian war against our country? Sanctions, help of European Union, NATO help, or something else?
Besides sanctions and besides the financial support, definitely weapons. So more and more weapons should come from European countries. That's what already happening with US, United Kingdom. So European countries should not also lag behind this very important process and to enrich their installments. They all know which exact weapons we need. We do not undermine their security. So we only ask for the surplus weapons and ammunition those countries have, and what they need to do is to quicker make political decisions and to enlarge the supply to Ukraine. On this case, it will be much more easy for us to win not only the battle of the Donbass, not only to liberate the south of Ukraine, but to win the war against Russia.
Thank you. Thank you for your explanations, and thank you that you today joined our program. I'll remind to our viewers it was Ihor Zhovkva, Deputy Head of the Office of the President of Ukraine. So it was UA in English, Anna Nichenko. See you.